slide. Okay, now the bit on the UK, the stock take, as Charlotte terms it. Next slide. You know a lot of this, I'm sure, but just to remind you, we're a very populated, highly populated country of 66 million people. The population has been rising in recent years, mainly due to immigration. We're the 6th largest economy in the world, and we have a GDP that is forecast to grow by 4% in 2021 and 6% in 2022. Service sector accounts for approximately 80% of GDP. So not many people know this, but Britain is very much a service-oriented economy, very much, and that's increasing year on year. Overseas investors rank the UK as the best residential property investment hotspot for 21, and they've ranked the UK 8th for ease of doing business and 2nd for ease of doing digital business. I'm not going to talk a lot about COVID, but just to say that our vaccination campaign is going well. We've got 18 million vaccinated as of yesterday, and we've had some dates, not hard and fast dates, but some hopeful dates set by the Prime Minister, which will lead to the country being opened up from most restrictions by June the 21st. However, it is data that is most important, not dates. So those there could be slippage from June 21st, depending on how the COVID pans out, particularly the new variants. Next slide. Just some characteristics based on personal observation, and when I'm talking to my overseas clients, they often ask me questions about my own personal views and observations. I would say that the UK is sophisticated, competitive, open and fast moving, and this is particularly the case in anything to do with technology at the moment. The population is largely urban. Over the last 50 years, the population has become more and more urbanized. Half the population live in just 8 cities, and London and the southeast region accounts for around about 17 million people, just in a relatively small corner of the southeast of England. We have a very large public sector. 1 in 3 employees work in the public sector. The NHS, the famous public health service that we have, that is doing such a great job at the moment with COVID and with vaccinations, they are one of the biggest companies in the world in terms of number of employees. We're of course famous also for the city, the largest financial district in Europe. This is taking a battering at the moment due to Brexit, and there has been some movement, and of course Amsterdam and Frankfurt and New York are just waiting for their opportunities as Brexit takes effect. However, we're still up there as the largest in Europe for the moment. UK welcomes overseas companies and investors. There's a lot of work put in by successive governments to ensure that they have everything they need through, at the moment, a department called Department for International Trade and Invest in the UK. The Brexit challenge, again, I'm not going to talk about that unless you ask me in the questions, but there was a report yesterday on Channel 4 News just saying that the negative impact of Brexit has been on all the Fs. And all the Fs, what are all the Fs? Well, the Fs are things like fish, finance, flowers, food, farms, and fun. By fun, they mean that musicians are not able to travel very easily across different European jurisdictions, and this is going to make things difficult for their touring. The other The other Fs that are in that list are being affected by phytosanitary regulation, which has now reached incredible levels, and due to some holdups with paperwork and so on at the borders. These are causing problems for all those F sectors that I've just mentioned. I have to say, on the impact on services appears to be negligible, I'm delighted to say. So we're not having any problems billing our clients and getting paid at the moment for our market research and other services, which is a big relief. Best TV in the world and the most interesting weather. Well, it's very difficult to argue with the British when they tell you that they have the best TV and the most interesting weather, because they won't agree with you if you disagree. So you just have to accept that that's the prevailing view in the UK. I think that's about it. Yeah, and there's our contact details. So feel free to contact my colleague Nick or myself on those emails.